Hello, friends. In today's PE lesson, our I can statement is I can dribble a ball with my hands by using the pads of our fingers, keeping our head up, and using our other arm to protect. All right, so I am recording this week's lesson from my house because, like many of you, I am doing my work at home. We are starting our basketball unit. Obviously, you just watched a link giving you an introduction to the game of basketball. If at all possible, it would be best if you can practice your skills outside if the weather permits. I'm going to show you inside because more than likely we'll be stuck in our homes. But if you're able to practice outside, please watch the lesson and then go out and do the best you can do out there. For equipment, you are going to need a ball. I grabbed a basketball because that seems obvious that you would want a basketball, but actually when I'm inside dribbling this inside my house makes everything shake. So depending on what kind of options you have, if you have a real basketball, like I said, it would be great to take it outside. If you're going to be inside, a lighter ball that bounces is going to be best. When I say lighter, then when it hits the ground, everything in your house doesn't shake. So I found some other balls that my son had in his closet. They're both basketball looking balls. This one's like rubber though, and it really doesn't bounce up too much. This one actually is the same material as a real basketball. It bounces a lot better, and it's kind of the lightest bounce. So I'm gonna choose this to practice with. If you end up with a tennis ball or a volleyball or one of those just like colorful balls that you can buy in a grocery store, actually that would be really great because those are super light and they bounce up nice and easy. The more the ball bounces, the better. The larger the ball, the better. If you have zero ball to work with, then you are just gonna have to use your imagination and act out the things that we do. So yeah, I want you to go ahead and find something to work with and we will get started. Okay, we're gonna just warm up with some ball handling skills at first. So first I want you to take the ball and circle it around your waist. Depending on the size of your ball, this will be easier or harder. Actually, my friends that have a large bouncy ball, this is going to be hard because you'll be moving a big ball around your waist. But we're working on moving the ball with our hands, getting the feel for it. Next thing I want you to do is take the ball up around your head and circle it around your head. Once again, getting your hands used to moving the ball, trying not to drop it. It's around your head. And then now I want you to try around your knees. So you're kind of bending down, knees together, circling around your knees. Okay. All right, so now that you've got your hands used to that, I want to talk about the 3 things we want to keep in mind when we're dribbling a basketball. First thing is you use the pads of your fingers. So your finger, like where your fingerprints are, you use that little like that part of your finger, not your fingernails, not your claws, not the palm of your hand. You want to use the pads of your fingertips. And when you touch the ball, your hand is not straight and flat, it's kind of curved like that because the ball is curved. And you want to touch the ball only with the pads of your fingers. So that's the first thing. Another thing is you're going to keep your head up when you dribble. You don't want to dribble with your head staring down. You might do that to start. So if you must stare at the ball in order to keep your dribble going, then do that. But as you get better at it, you're going to want to lift your head some. And once again, it depends what kind of ball you have. The smaller the ball that you're practicing with, the more difficult it's going to be today. So if you have a really small ball, you might end up staring at it quite a bit. The larger the ball, the better you can feel where it's going to go. So you're going to want to work on using the pads of your finger, keeping your head up, because in a real basketball game, you're going to want to see what's going on, who you can pass to, where the defense is. So eyes are up. And then the other thing is your other hand, whatever hand you're not dribbling with, is kind of protecting your dribble. Because if you were in a real game, defenders would be trying to steal your ball. You don't just sit here and dribble like this, because then they'll swat it away and get it. So you want to protect it with your other hand. You can see I even like turn my body a little bit. I don't want to get, once again, I don't want to dribble right in front of the defense. I want to get used to dribbling, kind of protecting the ball with part of my body, and my arm is out. So those are the three things I had for our cue words: finger pads, eyes up, protect with the non-dribbling hand. I've thought of a few things as I've been talking. One thing is you cannot dribble with two hands at once. That's not allowed. So you have to practice with one or the other. So do not practice this, because that's not allowed in the game. Another thing, your dribble should only come up to your waist. Your dribble should not be way up high, because once again, the people from the other team are going to try to take it. You want to keep it low. Waist, even lower is better for my advanced dribblers, but for now, let's just work on dribbling up to our waist. Okay? All right, so I want you to spend the next few minutes thinking about finger pads, hand protecting, eyes up, and just work on staying in one place with one hand and then the other. And I want you to count 5 dribbles and then switch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're gonna realize you like one hand better than the other, just like any other sport that we do. When we were doing a throw, we have a dominant hand. Your dominant hand is gonna feel way better when you dribble, but you must practice with both hands. This is not like throwing when you just use your dominant hand over and over again. You must practice with both hands. So I want you to make sure you're doing 5 with each hand. All right, so you've practiced doing 5 with each hand. When you were practicing, you were probably catching your ball before you switched to the other hand like this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you were catching it, and then you were switching, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's okay. For my friends that are ready to kind of move up as for your level of practice, I want you to try practicing switching hands, kind of like you just were, without stopping your dribble. So you're going to be going like this on your right side, and then when you switch to your left, you just bounce it right over there. The dribbling doesn't stop. You'll notice every time I switch though, I move my feet, I switch my non-dribbling, like protecting arm. If you want to count, you can do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switch. I don't even mind if you don't count. You just want to get used to switching while you're dribbling without picking up your dribble. If you stop dribbling and catch in a real game, and then you start dribbling again, do you know what that's called? It's called a double dribble. So you don't want to do that in a real game. So it's better for us to practice switching hands without picking up our dribble. So spend some time, if you're ready, switching your dribbling hand without picking up your dribble. All right, you had just been practicing switching as you were dribbling. I'm not sure exactly if I said this. I want you to notice how my legs move out of the way, because as I dribble, you don't want your ball to hit your leg or your toes and the ball's just going to go rolling away. So you want to make sure your dribble stays far enough away from your legs, or that your legs are kind of getting out of the way. So as I do this, I switch my legs out of the way. Okay, so make sure if you weren't switching your legs in your previous practice that you do that. The next thing I want to try though is actually your legs are going to go wide. Your dribble's going to stay in the middle, and you're going to still alternate your hands, which means switch your hands. And you're going to keep your dribble right in one spot. You're going to work on keeping your head up, using the pads of your fingers, dribble from your waist. But you're going to switch your hands. You can even do a few and then a few, if that feels better. But the goal is alternating our hands, getting both of our hands used to dribbling. As you can see, when you need to kind of reset, just kind of get yourself back, get your ball back. Really depends where you're dribbling. Like on my floor right now, I feel like we have a little hill right here. So whenever I hit that certain spot, my ball goes away. So give yourself a break. If you are bouncing a ball inside your house, this is going to be difficult. So that's okay. Once again, you can get outside. That would be best. But if not, then give yourself a break if you're having a hard time with this. But anyways, you're working on using both hands. All right, so now we are going to try to walk and dribble. So I mentioned you don't want your legs and your feet in the way, so that makes this a little bit difficult for my beginning dribblers. It's going to be difficult inside my little living room here, but we're going to give it a try. Keeping our dribble up to our waist, fingertips. I'm just going to walk slow, under control. I'm going to probably be looking at my ball because for most of you, this is like a skill you're just starting. You're not going to be able to just dribble and look all around your house. You're going to probably need to look at your ball till you get really good at this, and then work on lifting your head and looking more at your surroundings than at the ball. Make sure you have space. We don't want to see anyone bouncing their ball off the coffee table and knocking down a lamp or a cup of milk or something. Like, make sure you have a safe place before you try this. But you're going to just work on walking, dribbling your ball, eyes up, slow. You're probably going to want to start with your dominant hand as you get comfortable. And then when you feel comfortable, switch to the non-dominant hand. You can even stop and just dribble in one place and then start walking again. So I'm just kind of switching my hands every now and then. You can count it out and do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then switch. Eyes up. I'm kind of just doing whatever works, but I want you to work on walking and dribbling. Well, I came outside for this last one. I don't think you're going to be able to do that. We're going to jog and dribble. So if you are inside and you don't have a choice to get out, I'm not sure that this will work in your house safely. But if you get a chance and you can come outside, we're just going to work on the same things we've been doing: jogging, dribbling, eyes up, pads of our finger, keeping the ball up to our waist. So I'm just going to work on kind of going back and forth, eyes up. You know, you can go this way and then back, forward. You can just work on your walking. You can work on like jog for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then hold your dribble, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold your dribble. So when and if you get outside to practice dribbling, the main thing is work on keeping your eyes up, ball control, using that non-dominant hand. This is all for friends that have experienced dribbling that are ready for more of a challenge. For my friends that are just starting, stick with the things we talked about inside. And yeah, next you're going to click on a video. There's a guy showing some different ball holding challenges. That's challenge means they're going to be hard. Just another way to practice your coordination with your basketball. Wait, I thought of one homework for you. I want you to practice the ball handling skills that I showed you in the focus lesson 5 times in the next week for like 3 minutes. So 3 minutes of homework every day is not a big deal. But whatever part of the focus lesson today, I want you to choose some part and work on your dribbling for 3 minutes, whether it's legs out and right in the middle between your two hands, if it's walking and dribbling, jogging and dribbling, dribbling one place with your eyes off the ball, if it's switching, if it's one of the challenging things from maybe one of the videos even, but I want you to work on your dribbling for 3 minutes 5 times this week.